Welcome back to my living room. So today we're going to be doing a restorative yoga practice for just some gentle opening throughout the body, hips, lower back, heart opening. A restorative practice utilizes a variety of props in which we will be holding stretches and poses for a longer period of time, focusing on our breath work on top of these props. I created a blog post which will be linked in this post, and I posted earlier on some of my groups, but how to create a yoga bolster at home from quilts. Because if you're working out at home or practicing yoga at home, you might not have access to the same tools that we would have access to in the gym or in a studio, but you can find a lot of household items that will get the job done. So I'm using 3 different props tonight. This first one is just a sheet. It's just the flat sheet that you would lay on a bed, and I folded it over a time or 2. This is going to be a substitute for a yoga blanket. Next, I also have just a regular bed pillow. We're going to use this for some gentle elevation. So just a regular pillow, like you would go to sleep in your bed with. And then finally, right here is my homemade, it's a little heavy, homemade bolster. This, you can go look at the tutorial. This is made from a variety of quilts that are wrapped up and closed over into pillowcases. And we are going to be utilizing all of this tonight. So, or day, whenever you're watching this. So we're going to begin, let's see my prop. It looks like I'm having a sleepover, doesn't it? But I'm not. All right, we're going to begin by finding our breath and finding our center. So find a comfortable cross-legged position on your mat or on the floor. We want to cross the legs and angle the knees downward away from the hips. If we have tight hips or hunchy knees, where the knees kind of slouch up, and we find ourselves hunching back like this, we can take either our yoga blanket or sheet, we can fold it over a couple times to create a makeshift yoga block, and we could take this and we would slide it under just the edge of the tailbone here. So if we look like this, we're hunched up, we're going to take this, bring it under the edge of the tailbone, and that's going to give us a little bit of elevation to let the knees kind of come down, let the spine lengthen back out. If that was not enough height, we could add the pillow underneath the hips as well. And we're going to find our breath, find our center. Tune your focus inward to the lungs. Close your eyes if that helps you focus. Begin channeling your air in through the nose, slow and steady, in counts of 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Press that breath back out again through the nose, slow and steady. Exhale, 2, 3. Each time you breathe in, feel the stomach slowly rise and expand with air like a balloon. Each time you exhale, squeeze the navel towards the spine. Try to empty every last drop of that breath from the lungs. In, 2, 3. Out, 2, 3. Continue that breath. If you find that we are hugging or squeezing the shoulders up by our ears, let them roll down, let them be soft. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. As everything starts to slow down, not just the breath, but the rest of the body and the mind begin to follow suit, slowing down. Everything is loose. Everything is gentle. And as we enter this quiet place, I want you to take a moment to set your intention for the class today. Take a moment, just you and yourself. Try to really think about what it is you are hoping to gain from our time together today. With that thought, that focus in mind, throughout the course of this class, occasionally a busy thought, outside sound, or any other form of distraction may drift into your mind. Let those busy things go. Let them pass on through as they enter. Draw your focus back to the space, your breath, your presence on the mat. And I want you to silently repeat to yourself, I will be positive. I will be peaceful, no matter what. On that note, inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, gently round your back towards the rear wall. Inhale, sit up, feel the chest and shoulders open to the front of the room. Exhale, feel the shoulder blades spread apart as you round the back. Deep breaths in, open the chest and the heart. Deep breaths out, stretch that back. One more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Very good. We're going to transition coming down onto the hands and the knees. So come on down with me onto the floor, onto the mat. And we're going to square ourselves out. Stack the shoulders over the wrists. Stack the hips over the knees. Take a deep breath. Inhale, lift the heart and the tailbone. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. In, very good. Square yourself back up. We're going to lean in and out of the right side of the hips. So we're just going to rock back and forth, nice and easy. I want you to imagine that you're taking this right hip bone and it's reaching forward like it's trying to touch the front right corner of the room. Just some gentle movement here to loosen up the hips. There we go. And the knees might kind of spread apart a little bit here as we're moving. That's okay. Just move. Other direction. We're going to lead with the other hip bone. Almost like you're kind of making a little diagonal line here. Back and forth with the hips. We're still breathing deeply. I want you to be very intentional with that breath throughout the class. Very good. Now we're going to spread the knees nice and wide apart. Draw the big toes together behind you. We're going to move in and out of a knees wide extended child's pose. So we're going to press back, sinking the hips down towards the heels. Inhale, bring it back up. Back down. And up we go. Back and forth. Just moving here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. And I'm going to show you, continue moving in it. I'm just going to show you a different angle, a different perspective here. Knees wide, pressing back and forth. Back. This next time we're going to come down and we're going to hold. So come down and hold in the knees wide, extended child's pose. Continue holding that. I'm just going to adjust my tank top. And there should be room here for the stomach as it's coming down between the legs. We're still going to be able to take those deep breaths in. The forehead can just gently rest on the floor. Lift your head up. Use your hands to gently let yourself walk over to the inside of the left thigh and press down. And when I'm facing directly looking towards you guys, I will try to mirror my directions here. And we're gently going to lift up, walk it in the other direction. Press down. Torso is just inside of your thigh. So we have a little bit of room to extend here. Getting a rich side bend as we do. And ease yourself up. Come back to the middle. Bring yourself forward here. Square everything back up. Realign yourself. Re-square everything in and out. And then I want you, we're going to find some of our props here. So if you're working on a fairly cushioned, carpeted surface and you have a good amount of cushion for your knees, you might be okay. If you're working on more of a hard surface and you need a little bit more cushion for the knees here, we're going to take that sheet, yoga blanket, whatever you have. We're just going to open it up a little bit here. I'm going to bring it about this far. If your legs are a little bit longer or wider, you can open it a little further. Still, I think that will be enough for now. And then we're going to find, I might even fold it over one more time. There we go. Make it extra cushy. And then we're going to find our bolster. So grab your bolster, bring it in front of you so that it goes with the length of the mat. And there we go, right about there. We are going to take the knees, we're going to open them up. Wider than hip distance apart, just about however far they will go. And then we're going to begin bringing the torso down on top of our bolster here. And I like it to be a little bit closer so it can support the torso. We're going to let the knees just spread how far they come. And we're going to slowly lower down onto the bolster and turn our head to one side, coming into a supported frog. If we need a little bit more height, a little bit more elevation here, we could possibly take that pillow and lay it on top here. If we were the legs were kind of hunching up and we weren't able to bring everything down. We could also make this gentle by taking our big toes, drawing them together, let the knees spread nice and wide apart, and come down into that knees wide extended child's pose on top of the bolster here. So a few different options that we have for the legs. If your head or neck starts to get tired, and I'm going to readjust or reset, I'm going to come into that full half frog here. You can alternate the direction of your head if you need to for comfort. And we're going to hold right here and we're going to breathe. Once again, you can close your eyes if it helps you focus. Deep breaths in through the nose. Deep breaths out. And even though our tummy is restricted here, it's smushed up underneath the bolster, that is okay. That air will still find a place to go. So I want you to focus on drawing that air into the side of the lungs, into the back of the lungs. If we are holding or squeezing any tightness in the hips and the thighs, soften them. Make sure you're not clenching anywhere down the legs or through the back. This is a very slow, gradual stretch here. We're not going to try and force ourselves into anything. That is not how our muscles work. You cannot force yourself into a deeper stretch. You could, but there's nothing good is going to come from it. It's not like other areas of athleticism where we can push ourselves through the pain. When we're stretching, we want to respect our body and the signals that it sends us. And the signals that it sends us, and when we're coming into a stretch, there can be a little bit of discomfort and a little bit of tension. There should be a little bit of like a comfortable discomfort when we are challenging ourselves to grow in a new stretch. But what we should not feel, what we don't want to feel, stretching shouldn't ever hurt us. So if you ever start to feel anything that is sharp, painful, or pinches, that is your body giving you a warning signal. It's telling you you need to ease up or you're going to overstrain something. So we're going to listen to those signals the body sends us. Let yourself just melt into the stretch, nice and easy. The longer we hold, the more we breathe, the more the muscles are going to release and settle. And even with very experienced yogis and people that are quite flexible and comfortable in the flexibility of their hips, that can come into a full frog. This position, but with the hips completely and totally flat on the floor. It might take them about 20 minutes to get there sometimes, resting on props and then removing the prop and adding a lower prop until gradually their muscles adjust to where they can comfortably open the hips flat onto the floor. So don't be afraid to really take your time in this stretch. You have nowhere else to be but on your mat and on your bolster right now. Deep breaths in, 2, 3. Deep breaths out, 2, 3. Using our arms, you can wiggle the fingers to bring a little awareness. We're going to use the arms to begin assisting us to bring ourselves back up, pressing them down. We're going to bring the legs together, bring the knees together. We're going to press into an extended child's pose over top of the bolster. So just go ahead and stretch out right here, deeply in, deeply out. And we're going to ease ourselves up. And just for a moment, we'll come into that tabletop position, square everything up. We're going to do a gentle cat-cow. So inhale, lift the heart and the tailbone. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Very good. And gently soften and ease yourself here. We're going to take the bolster, we're going to move it over to the side. So I'm going to press it over right here to this side. Clear your mat of your props. Give yourself just a moment to clear your space. I'm going to take that and send that over to the side. And then we're going to transition coming onto our back. So we're going to keep that bolster on the, side of the, this is my left side. My left side. Now keep it right about there. I might even pull it up just a teeny smidge. We're going to come back to him. And we're going to either roll yourself down with the legs straight, or we could bend the knees, use the hands to roll down. If we needed a little bit more back support than that, we could turn onto our side and then gently lower ourselves down and then roll flat onto our back. We do want the bolster to be low enough down that we have enough room to open our arms into a T. We're going to be headed there in just a moment. But first, let your hands come down by your sides. Press your feet into the floor. Try to let your ankles stack up beneath the knees. Press the feet into the floor. Lift the hips and the pelvis up into a bridge. Squeeze the glutes and the buttocks. Keep the lower back supported. Gently ease everything back down. Hug the knees into your chest. And we're going to rock from side to side. Very gently here, like you're rocking in a little ball. Just back and forth. Use the weight of your body to kind of knead and massage some of this tissue that we're rolling over. And if we can, we're going to roll all the way across the back to one side of the ribs and the obliques, all the way across the back to the other, just nice and steady. And let's center ourselves. Place your hands on the very top of your knees. Point your kneecaps up towards the ceiling. Use your hands to guide the knees around in little circles. Imagine that you're drawing a circle about the size of a dinner plate on the ceiling above you. And we're going to reverse the direction of those circles. Take them the other way. Unwinding that lower back just a bit as we do. And we steady ourselves. Place the feet flat on the ground. Extend the legs out straight. Open your arms up into a T on either side of the body. We're going to take the opposite leg of the direction the bolster is on. So if the bolster is on your left side, draw the right knee in. Lift the foot off the ground to point that bent knee up towards the sky. Opposite hand is going to find that knee in the air. So left hand is going to find the right knee in the air. Guide it across the body, twisting through the spine to bring this leg down to land on the bolster. So gently guide the leg across. As it comes down here, we're going to turn our head and look in the opposite direction, away from that knee and that bolster. How is your breath doing? Are you still breathing deeply? Soften the hips. Make sure we're not clenching or squeezing anything. Center the head. We're going to be turning the torso to face the same direction as the bolster. So we're going to bring this arm along with us. We're going to rotate onto our side, shift over, turning onto your side. Take this arm that's extended on the floor, slide it up so that it supports the head, and turn and rotate the body here gently. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. And then we're going to take this arm, the bottom arm, re-extend it forward here, just like it was when we had it open in a big T. Let your head rest on the floor. Take that top arm. Let it come down so the hands are palm to palm on the floor. Then take that top arm, open it like you're opening it into a T. Close, bring it back. Open, close it back. Inhale, exhale. Very good. And we are just letting this arm open however far it happens to open. We have turned onto our side here, so it might not be able to open all the way into that T. It's okay if your arm comes to about here. Just keep moving. One more. And we're going to steady ourselves. Take that bottom arm once again. Extend it out. Use the arm as a pillow for your head. We're going to begin turning the body to come flat onto the chest and stomach. We're going to keep this leg elevated on the bolster. So rotate, turn, 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 turn. If you need to readjust yourself a little bit, you can. Fold the arms one on top of the other. Rest your forehead on top of the hands. If it is too much for you to have your leg elevated on the bolster, you can remove the bolster and let the leg just rest on the floor. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. Once again, even though our torso is restricted, the stomach is pressed into the floor here, that will not restrict our ability to continue taking deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Each time you breathe in, feel how the body lifts up and rises a little closer to the ceiling. Exhale, feel how everything sinks a little deeper into the floor. going to start going back the way we came. So we're going to take that bottom arm, extend it out, shift onto your side, rotating until we can carefully bring ourselves back onto the floor. If you feel a little off center, give yourself a moment to re-square up and situate yourself. Take the bolster, we're going to move it onto the other side of the mat. And if it's a little heavy, you can just gently roll it across. Just roll it across. So it's about the same place on the other side. Let's reset. So place the feet flat on the floor with the feet and the ankles beneath the knees. Press the feet down, lift the hips up. Squeeze the glutes and the buttocks. Lower everything gently back down. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. We're just going to reset the spine. And we're going to repeat that sequence on the other side of the body. So steady yourself. Place your hands on top of your knees. Point those knees up towards the ceiling. Use your hands to guide the knees around in little circles. Reverse those circles. We're not going to take quite as much time on this side because we've already prepped it through prepping the first time. We're just going to kind of loosen everything back up. Steady yourself, place the feet on the floor, extend the legs out straight. Open the arms up into a T on either side of the body. We're going to take that left leg, bend the knee in, lift the foot off the ground, point the knee up towards the sky. There should be the leg that's on the opposite side of the bolster. Whether you start at the left or right, that's okay because we're doing both sides. Opposite-handed leg finds that knee in the air, guided across the body, twisting through the spine until it lands on the bolster. As the leg comes down, turn your head to look in the opposite direction of the knees. And if that leg happens to be hovering in the air just a little bit, that's okay too. Just let it come to wherever it happens to come. Center the head, deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to start maneuvering onto our side. Bring this open arm along with you. Shifting, rotating onto our side. Take that bottom arm, extend it out straight. Let's just make sure we can comfortably rest on our side with the head supported and the legs supported. Then we're going to bring the arm back down into that T. Let your head just rest on the floor. Take the top arm, fold it palm to palm. Begin opening and closing. Open and close. Rotating back and forth. Inhaling. Exhaling. Continue in that pattern. Deep breaths in. And just allow that arm once again to open to wherever it happens to open. If it only opens to about here, that's fine. We have turned onto our side, remember, so we're not going to have quite the same reach. If we're less comfortable in the flexibility of our spine and the hips, if we're really tight, we might not be able to open all the way. That's okay. Open to wherever you can open. One more, open. Close. Take that bottom arm. Go ahead once again. Lay the head on top of that like a pillow. Start rotating onto the chest and stomach. So rotating. Give yourself a moment until we come flat on the chest and stomach. Fold the hands one on top of the other. Rest your forehead on that top hand. Deep breaths in here. And we are going to hold this for several breaths. Make Make sure we're not squeezing the hips or the glutes. If you find that your mind starts to wander off to random places, and it happens, sometimes that will happen numerous times in a yoga class. It happens to me sometimes. You're not really sure how you got there, but you wake up in a kind of a random rabbit trail of thoughts. Maybe you're thinking about something that happened earlier in the day, what you're going to do later, something going on tomorrow. And you catch yourself and you realize, oh, I let my mind wander. Oh no, I said I wasn't going to let distractions do that. That's okay. All you have to do is just refocus. Tune your attention back into your breath. Deep breath. In for 3. Deep breath back out for 3. And then you're checked right back into the present moment. Just like that. Gently lift the head up. We're going to start making our way back the way we came, so re-extend. Go ahead, start maneuvering onto your side, and we're going to roll flat onto the back. So take it down. If you feel a little off center, give yourself a moment just to recenter everything on the mat. Then we're going to take this bolster, we're going to maneuver it to slide it underneath the knees. So you could even use your feet to kind of help move the bolster here. I'm just going to sit up. You can sit up to adjust it too. Mine's a little heavy because it's got a lot of quilts in there. But we're going to maneuver it so that we can lower ourselves down, but allow that bolster to create a gentle bend in the knees. Then we're going to let our arms gently fall and rest by our sides, palms facing the ceiling. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, close your eyes. We're going to begin winding down, letting go of a little bit of that tension we may have built up throughout the day, the week, or possibly even the class itself. Feel the weight of the body sinking down into the floor. Can you identify those places you feel most heavily anchored into the floor through your body weight? Next, we get a sense for how the body is feeling today. Do we feel light? Do we feel heavy? Do we feel still and peaceful? Maybe we feel a little bit restless, a little distracted even. We don't try to fight or change any of these thoughts or feelings because there are no wrong answers. Next, we're going to scan through the body to identify any areas we may be clinging to unconscious tension. We begin at the feet, soften over the toes, into the ankles. Relax the calves, the hamstrings, the inner and outer thigh, until the hips settle gently back and down into the floor. Chink by chink, we work our way through the spine, softening in the low back, the mid back, until the shoulder blades fan out gently beneath us. The chest and collarbone are still. Easing through the arms, soften the biceps, through the joint of the elbows. Allow a feeling of stillness to wash down through the forearms, the wrists, into the fingertips like a gentle wave. Relax your neck and the muscles in your throat. Gently easing your way into the face. Soften the cheeks, through the line of the jaw, over the brow, all the way into the very scalp and crown of the head. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Feel the stomach rise and expand with air. And then the chest rises to draw just a little bit more air into the lungs. As you exhale, feel the entire body sink a little deeper into the floor. We're going to rest here for several moments, and we are going to focus on nothing else in the world but our breath, just for a few moments. I want you to slow the breath down a little more. Count to 5 as you draw air in through the nose slowly. 5 as you press it back out through the nose slowly. Wiggle the fingers and the toes to bring a little bit of life back into the body. With our eyes still closed, we're gently going to roll onto our side, bending our knees. It's okay if they still rest on the bolster. Using our arm as a pillow for our head. And just enjoy these final moments of stillness before we rejoin the world. We take a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, open the eyes and press your way back up to a forward-facing seated position. Make your way into a comfortable cross-legged stance. Draw the hands together to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this gentle restorative practice. Be on the lookout for a few more of these coming in the coming days. But I want to thank you very much for taking a little bit of time out of your day and choosing to spend it with me. If you found this video helpful, I just ask that you would maybe like it, maybe share it with a friend. But other than that, I will see you guys later on. Have a wonderful rest of your day.